It's another review, guys. We are doing a little bit of a reshoot here. I accidentally shot in the wrong format. I had it in vertical instead of horizontal, and that did not look good. So, as you can hear a little bit, some things are a little loose in there because I have pulled him out prior to this. But let's look at the box. There was a little bit of damage on the box when it came in down here, but honestly, not that big of an issue, especially since it's from AliExpress. Usually boxes in general, there's a little bit up here too, but it's not that bad. They're usually crushed to like oblivion, right? So let's open them up and get this review going. So we got him all set up here. He's still in the plastic, but I wanted to take a quick look at just the vast amount of accessories this guy comes with. Absolutely crazy. Joy Toy knew what they were doing with the hands. We're going to get into that a little bit later, especially with the hands. There's some poses that look a little familiar, let's say. But we also got these claw hands up here for the Zoidberg looking face. And honestly, that was one of the selling features. I thought that was one of the funniest things I've seen. Other than that, like just the Butterbot, everything that you got here. But we'll get into it and show it off in better detail in just 5 seconds here, guys. So let's get into the accessories and all of the extra heads that I've laid out here. There's the accessories. He is holding the portal gun, and I threw the crab claws in front of the Zoidberg face. I have all the other hands here. He did come pre-loaded with 2 fists. Here's the other fist right here. Very well painted. There's also, let me find them if they're in the exact same position. 2 hands that are like this. Not exactly the same, but pretty close. Might find the actual exact same ones there in a second. Who knows? I'm not sure if he's got mismatched hands, but he possibly could. We have, for some reason, 2 Spider-Man web flippy hands. However, I guess Rick will be using some web shooters at one point. They didn't come with any, but it was pretty cool, actually. I'm not going to lie. He has the one grippy hand on here, but then he comes with some other grippy hands that are a match for each other to hold some of the bigger accessories, I would assume. Here is the other gun / bottle holding hand, I would guess. Along with this somewhat splayed out hand and a finger gun hand. And the last 2 alternate hands, which I saved for last, are the 2 middle fingers. He's flipping you the bird, and that works so well for Rick. Now, let's grab this head. I know I knocked over the drunken Rick head. That's all right. But, like, look at this. The paint apps are awesome. Even the bald spots there. There's a little bit of paint slop, but honestly, it's the bald spot. Oh my goodness. And it's made of good plastic because you can drop it and not worry. See, there is a little bit of paint under there. There's a little bit of paint slop there too as well. But honestly, put this on him with these really cool looking claw hands, and you're going to have a funny little picture. Let's put this back here. Obviously, these heads look way better out of package. You can see that they all have very good paint apps. This is like a blackout drunk head. As you can see, most of them are kind of like derpy, drunken, stupid heads. There's one little angry head here. I got the happy head on him. There's like kind of a like, oh geez head. And then there's the burping head along with the, maybe he's had a little too much to drink, but he's not this far gone over here. And then he's got the awkward head, the Zoidberg head. It's just so cool. And then these right here, this is a nice little addition. Obviously a little flask that can fit in one of the hands that he has. Put these back over here. This bottle is a little bit slanted, so it does, oh, we'll move it back there so you can see actually. So it does kind of tilt back and forth. I mean, it's not perfect, but it works, especially if he's going to be holding it. The Butterbot was really impressive because of all the paint applications and the detailing that's on it. I was really impressed that they didn't cheap out with that, to be honest. Oh no, he fell down. What is his purpose? You serve butter. Oh my god. And we got this, and I think this is the Meeseeks box. I'm Mr. Meeseeks, look at me! Oh, I guess I actually did. Oopsie. Mr. Meeseeks, here, hold this plumbus. Ooh, will do. Can't do. Oh no. Well, the Jazzwares Meeseeks does not hold any of the accessory. Maybe the bottle. Who knows? We'll see later in some pictures, hopefully. And since he's already here, before we even get into the review, I think that scale's pretty good. All right, let's get all this stuff cleared away and get into the actual articulation on this figure here. All right, guys, so now that we got everything out of the way here, let's take a quick look at him up close. So we're going to bring him up here. Look at this. Even the paint apps on this head, it looks a little bit gappy there for me, but not on that side. So I think that's just a QC issue for my specific one. There's a little bit more paint slough on it, but honestly, that right there is all you need. If you've been following the channel, you probably saw the pictures of this guy with, I believe it was Black Suit Tobey Maguire and the Tiger Stripes CT Toys Wolverine. Those reviews will be up soon. Also, the articulation, like his head's here, so like it has the double neck joint. They pop off pretty easily to, yep, my knowledge. And I believe they all have their own individual pegs. No, okay, so you got to make sure that you get the peg out properly, obviously, on these guys. So that's a little bit of a hard thing to do here. It doesn't want to seem to stay in the neck. Sorry, I'm taking them off camera there. All right, so we're just not going to do that. It's not that easy. You probably need to warm him up a bit. Maybe I'll bring the heat gun down and see if that helps out. Other than that, guys, he has a good diaphragm cut. Like, it even has a tilt and everything underneath this kind of elasticy material here. As you can see, he's ripped. So it's just like a standard thin-framed athletic body. You get the standard articulation. I think there's ball joints up here. Can go all the way around typically, but because of the fabric, and it's kind of sounds like that joint specifically needs to be heated up with a heat thing. It's got double jointed elbows, you see? I don't know. Then there's this wrist peg, which is kind of standard for like a McFarlane figure, and kind of they pop off very easily here. As you can see, the peg's very short, so do be careful if you get this figure, because it does feel quite fragile. But so does most of the imports that I have, or even some of the other KOs with those pegs. Those definitely always feel a little bit weaker. He does have the waist swivel there too. I think that's also sort of like a weird twist. You can get a lot of bend there. Let's look at this. It's like that. That's crazy. Just showing off some of Grandpa Rick. He's got some really good kick. You can go up past. Sorry, we'll zoom in, get him all focused. You can go up past 90 degrees. It does kind of bounce back a little bit due to the fabric. Double jointed knees as well. You can swivel at the hip as well there. No boot cut or anything. But then we got this. This is, I think, the worst design choice. Every time I move his ankle too much, it pops off. It does go back in very easily. But I'm not a big fan. Sorry, we got to take him off of the camera there. Not a big fan of those ankles that they gave him. Whoop, see, he's kind of hard to stand up after you mess around with the ankles. Good, good. All right, no more shaky. Ultimately, a really posable figure for the character. Very fun to pose around with. We'll show off some pictures here. right, so to start off, we got the Mafex Scarlet Spider here next to his nice friend from the Marvel Legends line, the Final Swing Suit, along with a Funko Mr. Meeseeks and the CT Toys version of the Mafex Scarlet Spider. As you can see, Rick does stand quite tall here. Sorry, Dr. Cucumber, but he does scale properly to me. I believe he's supposed to be quite tall as well. I do enjoy how he is scaling with these guys. Let's get some more figures in here to show off what it could look like potentially with your collection. Okay guys, now we're going to start this second wave off with the CT Toys Amazing Yamaguchi bootleg of Agent Venom, who we can see is pretty well scaled here. His review is going to be coming in soon too, but I had to show him off because of the theme that I got going on here with the other guys that are with him. We also got the Toy Biz Series 6 head here that I painted quite a while ago and threw onto this older X-Force Wolverine from Hasbro. Right next to him is obviously Mr. Cucumber himself. Next to him is, I believe, a version of a 90s costume. I do know it is from the Spider-Man retro line, the retro back, card back line, you know, those ones. I could show them off. I do have that packaging still here, but you know what it looks like. It looks like the old 90s stuff, and it's pretty darn cool. We also got the single release Sandman Build-A-Figure wave of the Black Suit Spidey here. And as we can see, Rick is still quite tall compared to most of them, but again, I feel like he's in scale quite normally. This time we only got two other action figures here with him. We got the SHF Mario, who, when I bought him, I unfortunately didn't realize there was this part on his back that could be swapped out, and I don't have either of those tiny parts anymore, so he isn't 100% complete, but he's great. And I feel like he scales pretty good with them, and I believe this is a Diamond Select. It could be an SHF as well from an older line. I don't really know, but this is King Mickey in his outfit that was inspired by Sora from Kingdom Hearts 2. And again, I feel like he scales pretty darn good with everybody I've put up here. And last but not least, we do have some DC Multiverse figures here. These are the McFarlane versions, of course. We have the Justice League version of Flash right here, along with the hazmat suit Batman, which has a light up feature. Oh, that's actually not that bad on camera. Oh, as he falls and destroys everything. Batman, you've given me a blooper. You've given me a blooper at the end of the thing. All right, guys. We're going to get this guy set up by himself. All in all, I really like this figure. You can get him some good poses. The little extra hands allow you to mix and match and kind of customize this body with any type of head that you really want, as long as you have something along the lines of this. I just use some sticky tack, blue tack, whatever you want to call it. Get it on there in a nice pose. Make sure his ankles don't fall out. Ba-boom. Ultimately, this is everything you would want out of a Rick figure. He is a little bit wonky, as we can see his ankles keep popping off there. Like I said, the ankle articulation is not the greatest, but this figure is definitely worth your time if you are a fan of Rick and Morty, or if you kind of just want a generic scientist type guy and you have some sort of head from Marvel Legends or like a custom head of some sort. I highly recommend grabbing this guy because it's very versatile. If you liked this type of content, make sure to hit that subscribe button. It really does help me out. Don't forget to hit that like as well. It helps get the video out there in the algorithm. But most importantly, I hope you have a wonderful day and you stay frosty. Peace off.